Good evening, fam. Welcome to Rue. Once a month, we as a community come together for Rue Nights to share the stories of what God is doing in our community, revel in the power of the Holy Spirit, and spend time in worship. To tell our stories sometimes, though, we take the raw details out to spare others of certain feelings. We fear getting them too down, hearing our experience. But for our friends and loved ones to truly know the power of God, we, family, must bear it all. We have to share the good, the bad, the ugly, sometimes the most dreadful, painful parts that would make even the strongest of us doubt. Tonight, we would like to share one of those stories. I have personally known Emmanuel, or how I've always called her my entire life, Manouche, since I was a toddler. I've known their family since I was running around their father's church. I've known them to do everything together. A family that cooks together, loves together, prays together. And if you've ever been to their home for one of Manouche's legacy feasts, it's contagious. You leave that house wanting to come back. Sadly, I've also been in that house when it's not something we want to experience. I've been in this home to hear the silence, a sorrow in the house choking you to be mute. To know that this family has experienced this not once or twice or just for a period of time like a year, but for over a decade, yet still have faith, truly speaks to their fortitude as a family who believes in God. I must warn you, I really must warn you, that what you're about to watch and hear may bring pains from your own past that you have not faced. This will contain topics of death and sorrow that you or the young ones that are in your room right now are not ready to hear. So we must say viewers' discretion is advised. To Manouche and the rest of the family, thank you guys. Thank you for opening up, not just to feed me this time, but to be vulnerable, to retrace the steps through a horrible past and allow your story to save someone else's life. Manouche constantly corrects me when I say that. I slip up and I say your family. And she quickly reminds me that I am her little brother. Stanley is my big brother. We are a family. The font is family. So we would like to share our story of God's strength and beauty that brought us from the deepest pits of anguish, loneliness, despair, to one of hope, joy, and laughter from the belly. For this Rue, here is our story.
serve food to so many people is because I feel like that's the best way to interact with people. And a full belly, is the best thing for anybody at any given time. I may not be able to give you money, I may not be able to give you the attention that you need, but a hot plate of food, it's so worth it. You know what I mean? So that's the reason when I get a joy, I get a high, I get therapy feeding others. So that's the reason why I love feeding so many people at so many given times. So my name is Emmanuel Manouche Jean-Louis, and this is my husband.
Jean-Louis.
We met in Haiti at the airport back in 2009. And we were just friends. We lost contact. And then we met back up when I went to Haiti 2011. After my mom died, I needed a break. So I went to Haiti and we started talking again. We dated for a year, Anna.
Yeah.
And we got married December 12th, 2012. A couple of days before we got married, we were fasting. And God revealed to us that we were going to have 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. So that's how we thought of, okay, we're going to have 4 kids. And we settled on that because originally I only wanted 2, but that's what God showed us in a dream. And so that's what we wanted. We lost altogether 12 kids, 12 pregnancies. 2 of the pregnancies were twins. So I calculated that as 14 lost. And we have 1 alive now because God is so good. Okay. All right. I got pregnant right after marriage in 2012. And I came home January-ish. And around February, I went to the hospital with such pain. I've never felt that pain. I didn't know it. I never had a bad period. So the pain was so excruciating that my dad ran to the ER with me. And they did a pregnancy test, which showed I was pregnant. And I was going through a loss. It hurt so bad because there was no way for me to actually express to my husband that was in a different country that we've lost a child. It hurt. There was nothing, just pain. And to actually go through it by yourself, because the one person you wanted to be comforted with is not there. Yes, I had a great support system, my dad, my godmother, my best friend. But when you just need your spouse, it was hard. Through it all, I think I lost I lost 1 more before he came to the United States. And boom, November 2014, when he came, we got pregnant with Marcus. Marcus was, right when I got pregnant, I already knew I was pregnant. I knew it was a boy because of the way. It just was a beautiful connection. I knew where to turn to make him kick and make him go crazy. And he played. At a very young age, we knew what he was. And everybody was like so excited. We're about to have a baby boy. Gone to all the doctors. They were talking about because of my age, and I had diabetes, so he might be Down syndrome. We did the study, nothing. He was just perfect. At 20 weeks, I went to the doctors, and at 20 weeks, they did the ultrasound of the cervix, and the doctor said, "I'm sorry, you can't go home. We got to take you to the hospital." So I went to St. Mary's because I was high risk. I spent about 19 days in the hospital. The boy was so beautiful. He would jump. He knew each nurse. It's funny that people don't understand how these babies have characters. Even in the room, certain nurses would come to check his heart rate and they would find it. And some he would hide. You could see him running around in my belly. And they flipped me upside down because what the doctor saw, I remember May 23rd, 2015, was that I had an incompetent cervix. And right when they went to go and check my uterus and my cervix, they felt the head of the baby. So I had no protection. I did 19 days in bed. And the last day, I couldn't stop having contractions. They gave me all the medications, magnesium, everything, to stop him because they needed him to get to 23 weeks in order to be able to give me the shot, the steroid for his lungs to grow. 2 days before 23 weeks, he was born at 12:34, at 1 pound, 3 ounces. Beautiful baby boy. He spent 30 minutes with us. And the nurses and doctors knew that I was a nurse. So they gave me the stethoscope to hear his last heartbeat. It was one of the hardest things I went through. Because medically I knew they couldn't do anything to save him. But the natural, motherly part of me was angry, was hurt. Because I felt like I did something to lose him. I couldn't protect him. There was nothing I could have did. I buried him. I went from the hospital to the funeral home because I said I couldn't help him in utero, but I'm gonna make sure he has a beautiful funeral. While still hurt, I went to the funeral home, and then I went to Carter's and got him his little outfit that says best friend to his daddy. And a couple of days later, I stood in front of my son's casket, me and my husband. Like I said, we have great support system, but there's nothing as the pain of you burying your own child. I thought that was the end. And I believe about a couple of months later, I got pregnant again. He's buried in our cemetery, by the house. His name was Marcus Jean Lewis. And on his headstone, I said, "Too much for earth, so heaven gotta rejoice." In Creole, they said, "Trop pour la terre," because he was so bouncy. I lost a couple more, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, little pregnancies. Every last one of them was counted because they were formed. Then came 2017. We were so excited. We went to mission in Haiti, and people prayed and fasted with us. And I remember when I got pregnant, when I went to Haiti for the fast, I said, "God, just tell me because I cannot even celebrate a pregnancy anymore. I can't tell nobody, hey, guess what? I'm pregnant. I can't show off. I can't do nothing because I don't know when I'm going to lose it. So I didn't tell nobody until I felt that I needed prayer. It was because I needed love. I needed cushioning. I needed God. And remember, while in mission, I had a dream that said, if I give you this one, you will always be in the hospital. He won't be good. I didn't get it. I didn't remember. So I went from mission. We went to the doctors to find out the sex. Lo and behold, no heart rate. This one hurt because he was 14 weeks and they told me I couldn't have a regular vaginal birth because he was already 14 weeks. So I had to go to an abortion center for them to do a curettage, which is a cleanup, a D&C, because they couldn't do it in the hospital. I remember going that Saturday with my husband, and they had people having, issues in the front, making noise, telling mothers, why are you killing their children? And I remember one lady said, why are you killing your child? She didn't know that I was going. Because mine had already gone already. I remember the doctor taking an ultrasound before he did the curettage, and he was like, I hope we have a heartbeat. But there was none. He said, I'm gonna take whatever I can so I can find out the sex and why this keeps on happening. By that time I was already on, I think, pregnancy number 11. We took a year off. I couldn't be around my husband. I was so afraid that he'd touch me, I'd get pregnant. And so, finally, when I got my mind right, and he got his mind right, we got pregnant. From the get-go, this pregnancy was rough. That was 2018. I was too big, blood pressure's too high, diabetes too crazy. Everything was crazy with this pregnancy. But this baby was thriving, pushing through, making milestones. She was just so beautiful. And I remember we finally found out it was a girl, Analea. I call her Analea after my mother. My mother's name was Anna, and I always loved the name Leah. Analea was a bouncing baby, just beautiful. And we got to 24 weeks. And the doctor was saying, I need you to abort this baby. I said, Doc, I just had an ultrasound 5 minutes ago. She's moving and doing what she needs to do. He said, it's either you die or this baby die. But both of you guys cannot survive this pregnancy any longer. I'm taking 50 units of insulin per day and over 400 milligrams of medication for blood pressure just to keep this baby to survive or me to survive. And I said, I'm not gonna kill her. If anything gonna happen, she's gonna die. And then we're gonna figure that out. Because I had passed the threshold of survival. And I believed because God promised, so I believed. 25 weeks, we still kicking. He's still telling me, you need to abort the baby. 27 weeks. I seen the doctor on Wednesday. Baby's doing good. Your blood pressure is still elevated, but you're maintaining it by all the medication, so you're doing good too. But I can't guarantee you that she's gonna survive. That was the doctor's words. That was December 3rd. December 7th, 6th was my baby brother's birthday, and we wanted to do something special for him. So I got family members to cook, and we had a beautiful party, and we already planned we were gonna have a baby shower December 28th. So we're just so excited. And then my best friend, December 7th, got her doctorate, so I went to that party and got so excited. December 8th happened. I woke up. No emotion. She usually moves every morning. That's how I wake up. I call her Kama. I don't feel her. What's going on? Why can't I feel her? And Rikama said, no, I got it. I'm going to use the monitor. We're going to hear her heart rate. Nothing. Oh, I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to have a C-section. I'm not going to go and then they tell me they're going to try to survive her. I'm not going. I'm going to wait until I know she's finally gone or I die. I'm not going to the hospital. We thought we picked up on her heart rate. So I stayed in bed all Saturday, all night, all day. And I'm like, what's going on, God? I'm talking to God. I said, God, I don't know what I did. Forgive me. Why this? Why am I going through this? And at midnight, I told Jean, my husband, I'm ready to go to the hospital. I know she's gone. And so the only thing we have to do is have them take the cerclage out because I had them put a cerclage because I had an incompetent cervix with Marcus. So we stitched myself up to keep her in. Oh, God. I went to the hospital and I didn't tell nobody. It was me and Jean. And I remember the doctor saying, Emma, I think we got a heart rate. I said, Doc, look again. God's been good to me in certain points. He talks to me. I know she's gone. He said, don't be like that. I said, I know she's gone. Then when he came back and they did an ultrasound, he was like, she's gone. I said, it still hurt to hear you confirm, but I know. So I called my dad. He got mad because we didn't tell him we were going to the hospital. I said, Dad, she's gone. And then I said, but there's so much to do because they have to take the cerclage out in order for me to push her. That was Sunday. They determined they're going to take the cerclage out. The anguish and pain, even though I had so much meds on, I can't describe it. But I remember Sunday, all the kids came to try to visit me. And I remember telling my cousin and my brother and one of my dearest girls, I said, Sandy, I said, pray against high blood pressure stroke because I feel I'm going to die. That was Sunday. I remember coming back to life on Monday night to Tuesday morning. I have no recollection of what happened after that. Then come Tuesday, they say, if you don't push this baby out by 9, we're going to have a C-section. I remember when I was praying, and God said, don't let them put a knife on you. The enemy's behind you, and he's going to try to do stupid stuff. If you could push, push. And I'm praying, and all of a sudden I remember something says, just thank me for life. I don't think I ever told anybody that. And I say, thank you for life. That was Tuesday. I went through the worst pain in my life Tuesday. I have my brother, my husband, my girls. I call them my girls because they're my babies, you know. They hold my legs up. They fought with me to be able to push this baby out. My dad went to church to scream and cry before God. I remember he said, just give her life. We don't need no kids, just give her life. 9:34. Analea came out. Beautiful little thing. But my heart was so jaded, I told them I don't even want to see her. My husband took her. I believe Ruth came, my best friend, Sandy, and then Stanley came and saw her and held her and just loved on her, and I couldn't because it hurt so bad. I couldn't love my own child because it was taken away from me. After that, I thought that was it. No. It came for my life. The placenta did not want to come out. I had a doctor standing on the bed with all her might inside of me trying to pull this placenta out and couldn't. So she decided at midnight we're going to go to surgery. And I remember going into the OR and I told her, you better take care of me. My families are doctors or nurses. They will eat you up alive. She said, I got you. But when I got to the OR, they laid me down. And the way they laid me down, I felt, it's amazing, I felt I'm gonna die. I told the doctor, if you don't come and move me, I'm gonna die in your hands in 2 minutes. The last words I heard, excuse my language, was, oh shit, she's gone. I died. I died. They intubated me. They brought me back. My husband did not even know I died or anything about me until 6 a.m. from midnight. When I came back around, the one thing that hurt me the most was my husband stayed with Analea from midnight until that 6 a.m. I died.
I don't know if I had any emotion. because prior to these last few years, I've personally never experienced a death in my family. It was a very dark time. It's as much as I could remember. Just a lot of emptiness, a lot of hurt. A lot of pain, a lot of tears. It's just a very dark time. I still remember to this day not even being able to be happy about pregnancy. Being afraid to celebrate. Being afraid to rejoice because of all the loss.
I think I think the hardest thing for me it was facing Manouche. I think being the person that, you know, I'm her little brother, but I think there was a respect of like just like what God was doing, and so it was like it was just facing her. It was really just facing the ideal of she keeps losing a child and I think probably the hardest one, the two that probably stick out the most is Marcus and Analea. I think for Analea, she was almost like the promised child. She was named after my mother. And so because she was named after my mother, we just had so much hope. And she was almost a person that was gonna unify and restore our family. It was kind of weird because our family, though my mom died so many years ago, was still just very broken with her death. And so I think when Analea, you know, before me and my sister had a conversation where it was, Stan, listen, if I die, like you have to make this call for me. Like, and I told her, it's crazy, days before I told her, if it's you or Analea, I'm picking you. Because I love Analea, but you all I got. So when Analea ended up dying, I had a couple of my brothers there, Greg holding her Manouche leg. And when Analea finally came out I would never forget this moment ever that's etched in my life. I'll never forget it. I'm in the room with Analea, and it's the craziest thing that's ever happened. So before that, I find out Analea dies. I have to lead worship that same day. I told Isaac, we're not going to cancel church. I'm going to lead and I'm going to go see my sister. And then after that, Analea, I'm holding Analea. Craziest thing happened. I ended up worshiping. It's as if I see Analea and the heavens are open and I'm worshiping, and Greg walks in and he just, as a brother, he just sits there. And as I'm worshiping and I'm thanking God for Analea, it was just a crazy moment in time. Every day my sister would call me at 4:00 in the morning, sing. I just need you to sing. And I would have to just sing, and I would have to sing. It was tough, man. It was the hardest moments in my life because my sister is like my mom. So to see her go through that, see our family go through that, it's like, how can you believe in the Lord in that time, And I think during that time, we just lost hope, to be honest with you. And the person that was kind of holding us together at one point was my dad, and then my dad is kind of just at a place, and it was just a mess. I think every time my nurse just kept on asking me to lead, it would literally be 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning where I had to sing, and I would be like, I don't want to sing. I don't, to be honest with you, but that's what she needed at the time. Yeah. It still hurts.
Li di en pile, les qu'on regarde pour sans projet, planification, qui pour aller et c'est pas diable vinn li en face ou à vivre li. M'ga dit que 14 prégnancy et 7 mais 10 ak pi marqué mieux, c'est ça qui était pour plus temps parce que devine qui t'a go habitude avec yo dans votre. A fait plan imaginer qui gens comment ou pralier les ti moun sa vini, qui plan, qui objectif ou, qui gens ou pral lié dans la vie, qui gens pral fait et non clin d'œil. Fait nous à tomber. Fait nous à tomber ou pas connait pour qui ça, pour qui cause, ou seulement pas connait où elle allait. Les ça arrivé, il y a des milliers de bagages qui passent dans tête. C'est qui a souillé? Pour qui c'est ou même tout ça a privé? Pour qui c'est qu'on s'allié même? Pourquoi pas j'aime bien yon joie comme si qui continue vraiment? Pour qui ça à chaque fois maintenant tête ou que ou pral fêter, pral gon bagay qui pral faire plaisir et puis il camper dans route. M'pa gen habitude de lever avec frère ni sœur parce que c'est unique petite maman. M'pa j'aime kon comment pour me qu'un bon petit bébé. Mais moi te dis à tête moi que si me voulais qui mène un bac qui doit qui bien devant mon Dieu. L'aime prend temps passé, de toujours éviter faire petit à 2-3 moun, de toujours dire mon Dieu, préserver la vie. M'pa vle kon. M'pa vle ça à gauche à droite. Des blancs union, blanc famille, yo prof, pour moi m'a formé famille, m'a formé petite moi. Mais c'est bien dommage, il pas de jamais arrivé. À chaque fois moi dans plan, dans projet, elle a dit non. Il faut colère. C'est beaucoup moment, c'est beaucoup jour. Lui a mis en pile. Bâche nous beau. Le dictionnaire peut expliquer si tout pour me garder vous. Madame cap souffrir. Cap l'envoyer. Et après ou elle perd du petit tout. C'est comme si on va sentir vivre vraiment. Des fois, je me réfléchir, à me poser des bonnes questions, parce que à chaque fois que ça arrive, ça compte prendre du temps pour me retourner dans moi-même. Et là, comme ça, je me sentir pour mieux, pour bien, son côté à part, pour côté qui est vraiment discret, pour m'essayer de chercher moi-même, chercher la vie. Question toujours posée, mon Dieu. Est-ce que c'est dans moi-même ça? Est-ce que son monde m'a été fait mal? Est-ce que son bagage m'a été commettre qui m'a payé? Même te dit mon Dieu que si c'est à moi-même qui fait un bagage, c'est à moi qui t'a cause. T'as mis de l'eau dans le monde qui fait jeudi la frapper, me demander lui un bagage. Il te dit sous pas d'accord, bien petit, rendre-moi un service. Que ou prend et remarier madame. Ah, l'autre monde. Comme ça, central a béni. Et m'a senti mon pelle ça. Parce que, guys, quoi du? Quoi du? Yo loup. Et yo en mer. Yo loup en pile. Yo loup, yo loup.
I remember when Manouche got back home after Analea, and there was a time I was getting a lot of guidance from her and my brother Stanley, and I was excited because I heard of everything that was going on. I know that sounds weird, but the fact that she was alive. So I ran up to her, and it's like as soon as she spoke, reality hit me again, that the pain was still there, that the despair in her voice, there was nothing I could tell her to console her. And it was a time where I was struggling with my own faith. And I was thinking, how could they go through so many trials like this and they still have the faith to keep going and keep believing And I was sick of it. Like, I was just sick of the whole concept of you're supposed to have a baby and we're going to deal with funeral arrangements. Like, it was. And
Dealing with Emmanuel and Jean, I honestly don't know how we became so close. Throughout this season, every emotion in the book was experienced. And anybody who knows Emmanuel, y'all know she's a hardcore woman. So for her to sit there and have naked conversations with me through everything that she was going through, it was tough. And all I could do is just be there for her. My prayers used to be to God, release some of her pain to me. Just release some of her pain to me. It was tough to see Jean go through everything that he was going through as a man. It was tough. With Marcus and Analea, it was tough. And I knew after Analea, as much as Manouche used to say her faith wasn't dwindling, I knew it was. It was a lot. And for Analea to be her last straw, I prayed and I prayed against it. Even though in these moments, people would wonder why you have so much faith. Ain't no way. There's no way. It was a lot. For these two to be sitting here today, it was a lot.
I remember December of 2019. Me and my husband sat down and we're making plans. We're gonna enjoy this life. Apparently, we're not gonna have children. So might as well work hard and party even harder. Every weekend a party. Or if it's not a party, it's trips. We're living life because all the pain and all the hurt in the past, I could not move on if I kept on keeping it on me. So my promise to myself and my husband was 2020, we're gonna enjoy life. We worked hard and we enjoyed life. I remember April 16, I said, I'm gonna do my dad right, and we're gonna have a big party, and we're gonna just love on each other, because now it was evident to me that my brothers, my sisters, those would be my children. And that was what in my mentality, That's it. I'm not gonna push. And we had fun. May, I'm having dreams of pregnancies, and I'm telling everybody, oh, you're pregnant, I'm throwing pregnancies out. Lo and behold, I had a little secret. My period used to be very normal, and it still came, but not as much as it usually is. And I'm like, I lost a lot of weight, I'm trying to get healthy, and stressors at work, I know that's what's causing it. I'm not gonna check. I remembered months before that, I was talking to my best friend, Ruth, and I said, Ruth, I'm not ready to get pregnant, but I will give God the opportunity to get glory from me. So I'm going to prepare my body. So I got prenatal vitamins, started drinking my waters, protein, get your body right, losing the weight. And my best friend got so excited. She's like, oh, I'm so happy because you started talking about pregnancies again. I'm very happy. I said, Ruth, I'm not ready. I was already 2 months pregnant. 2 months pregnant and had no clue. No clue. I'm just living life. And my husband kept on asking, nagging me, you're pregnant. I'm like, Jay, I'm not pregnant. Where's your period? It's coming. It's here. Chill out. Everybody, I'm telling everybody else who's pregnant. I ain't pregnant. What's wrong with you? Then it started digging in my head. Wait a minute. I haven't really seen a pregnancy. I see period. I seen bleeds, but not a period. I went to Walgreens around the house with Ricama. And I took the last $20 that I had in the car because I stashed little change in the car. And I went to Walgreens. When I went to Walgreens, I bought the one that said pregnancy or not pregnant. And I took the test in the Walgreens. I paid for it, ran to Walgreens, paid for it. Peed because I had to pee. I wanted to get ready, pee right there. And boom, that thing didn't even take 2 seconds. Pregnant. I was like, nah, that's not true. You tripping. Bought another one. Because I had points. I bought another one. Pregnant. I said, okay, let me get a cheapy one. Pregnant. I got 5 tests in one day. Pregnant. I said, I can't tell nobody this. Then the fears start settling in. Then anger, everything, every emotion just pressed on me. And I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm mad at God because I'm pregnant. I'm mad at Jay because I can't even remember when we had sex to get pregnant. I'm just mad at the world. I got in the car, Rakama looking at me like, didn't you go and buy something? I looked at her and she was like, oh, let me not mess with her. I drove the car. I got from Walgreens in less than 2 minutes. And Walgreens is 10 minutes away from my house. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm broken. I'm scared. I don't know what to feel. I should be excited. That's what you do. You get pregnant, you get excited. Far from that. I didn't tell nobody. I think a few weeks later, my best friend said her mother had a dream that God blessed me with a son. And she said, I want to name him Samuel. I said, no. And then she said, my mother's head is clear whenever she dreams something. That's what it is. And she told me, I had a dream too. I said, y'all keep on dreaming. I don't want to be pregnant. I can't be pregnant. She said, Emmy, are you pregnant? I said, bye, Ruth. I hung up the phone. I think I called Sandy. I said, you ain't gonna believe this stuff. And then I went to pick up my husband. And I said, we got something to talk about. And he's like, what's wrong? I said, I need you to go to the doctor's with me. He said, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. Because I need to confirm there's a heartbeat. Pregnancy tests can say you're pregnant all alone until you see a heartbeat. You're not pregnant. That's in the mind of those that lose children so much. I remember I went to the doctors. Doop, 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 doop. All I can remember is that, okay, God. That's all I said. The doctor was like, what? I said, okay, God. Because I know I tried my best not to be pregnant. So if I am, it's in your will. And if I am, this is the last one. So whatever it is, it is. I couldn't tell my family. I couldn't enjoy nothing. I didn't buy a piece of clothes for that pregnancy, I believe, until the child was born. I said, we're not planning nothing. No baby showers, no parties, nothing. Then I heard God says, you don't trust me. I said, evidently, I can't. How? How do you want me to trust you with this? I have no control. And I remember Stan usually saying, Ma, God's trying to take all control from you. And anyone that knows me knows I'm a very control freak. I have to know what's my next move before I even had to make it. And so I'm sitting here, sad, still angry, mad, everything. Pregnancy's going good. Every day, I go to the doctor twice a week. Everything's beautiful. I can't celebrate him. And then I said, okay, God, I'll do a gender reveal. If anything, I could say I had one picture while pregnant. So if he does make it, or she, I'll have that as a memory. I have such a great support system. They all came out at last minute, called it dinner, and it was a gender reveal. My best friend played everybody. She showed pink. I was like, you tripping. Everybody excited. Sandy, she got her baby girl again. Everybody excited. I said, no. We have a prince coming. And I remember, I said, I always wanted my children to name after their grandparents, as to show, a reverence to them. And so when I found out I was pregnant with a boy, I say his name is gonna be Paul Morgan Jean-Louis, PJ for short. So we revealed to the family we got a boy coming. That night was so exciting to see all of them so happy. All my brothers and sisters, they're all happy. In the midst of all the happiness, I'm scared. I'm so scared that the next day I'm gonna tell them I lost it again. Fear drove me throughout the whole pregnancy. I had a bleed. I think I was 4.5 months. My brother Kiki took the car from the house to the hotel to the hospital. I don't know how he didn't get a ticket. I didn't know how we made it alive. And the doctors was like, the baby's good. The bleed is coming because you had a cyst and the cyst removed itself. So you good. I said, I'm having contraction. How am I good? I'm scared. I'm back to Marcus. I'm back to Analea. I'm there. I'm like, I can't lose this one. I can't lose this one. And God keeps so patient with me. My child, I have you. I promised you. I got you. Doctors talking about we can't see the sex of the baby. They're giving me all the issues in the world. I said, God is good. I'm going to trust in that because I've seen too much in my life to not believe that God got this. On my last few days, at 30 weeks, my blood pressure shot up. I'm home preparing. You know how they say you get the angst to start cleaning up. The house is a mess. The room, a mess. But I got someone that I call like my cousin, Diana. She's helping me in the room, and Jay is picking up things around, and we're trying to clean. And all of a sudden, I see the whole room flipped with me. And I tell them, did y'all just see that? They're like, what? I said, the whole room just flipped. And they called Stanley, and Stanley said, took my blood pressure up to the roof. We're going to the hospital. Okay, fine. 32 weeks. He's supposed to be 8 months. 7 months. We're good. We're going to the hospital. I'm dying inside. It's not trusting God. It's knowing your past, your history, what you've been through, experiences. You're dying. And so I looked at my family before I left. Like, this may be my last day seeing you guys. Because I died already before. Why not now? Got to the hospital, doctor talking about, we're going to send you home with some meds. I said, Doc, I'm not going home. I prayed. I said, God, if you're going to have me have this child, don't let the doctor send me home. And boom, Dr. King came. And she's like, no, I'm not sending you home. I'm keeping you. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital. And then December 14 came. December 12 was my anniversary. I'm in the hospital bed. My husband can't even come and see me. We're talking FaceTime. Crazy. COVID happened. So, December 14, Dr. Jacques came. She said, we're going to have this baby today. Before she said that, she came into the room. I said, Doc, Haitian to Haitian. She's a Haitian doctor. I said, I have too much persecution. I have too much issues going on. Help me save my child. She's like, I know you're a nurse. I said, we can take care of him if he's outside. But there's nothing we can do if he dies inside. There's no way we could get in as quick to save him. Please, doctor, help me save my son. And she said, oh, thank God that's what you said, because I was going to tell you, I'm going to induce you today so we could have this child. I said, thank you. That was 10 o'clock. I kid you not. 11:30, a bloody show. And the doctors was like, oh, your body already ready for this. I said, thank God. But I still had a cerclage in. And the doctor that I had, he stitched me up 3 times because he said, we're going to save this one. So we had to remove the cerclage. Oh, guys, that was hell. I thought I knew pain. I didn't know pain yet. They tried. Cerclage would not come out. Tried again. Half of the cerclage came out. Half stayed in. We can't push, baby. We can't do nothing. But I'm having labor. Doctor came into the room. Emma, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have to give you an epidural so I could go back in and see if I could pull the stitch out. If I can't, we're going to have a C-section. I said, I'm trusting you, God. She said, excuse me. I said, let me tell my husband what's going on. Let me tell my family what's going on. So I'm in a bed getting stitched up in the back, and I'm talking to my family on the phone. They're like, you're crazy. I say, so it's happening. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know, but it's happening. I said, you guys pray for me. Keep us lifted. It's happening. PJ's coming today. I'm scared, but also excited. So they had my husband come in. I hadn't seen him in a week or so. He's holding my hand. He said, we're trusting God. We're trusting God. Doctor came back, tried. Nothing's coming out. She said, Emma, I'm so sorry. You're going to have a C-section. I said, it's okay. She said, that's not what I wanted for you. I know you pushed out all the other ones that you lost. I know you can do it. I said, it's okay. I went in at 8:47 p.m. December 14. A beautiful 3 pound, 14 ounces baby boy came out of me via C-section. I remember when they first pulled him out, she was like, oh, I gotta see what sex he is. Because he always had his hands in his feet private. So when they pulled him up, she said, is that a girl or a boy? I said, it's whatever God blessed me with. Is he breathing? Yes, he's breathing. Is he okay? Yes, he's okay, but he's small. I said, okay. Then I went out. I don't remember nothing else. I remember the doctor said, we're going to have to clean you up because there's a lot of blood. And then I heard her say, oh, here's the other end of the stitch. PJ came out with the stitch on top of his head. That's why it couldn't come out. And they asked Jay, do you want to cut the umbilical cord? I remember hearing him say, I can't cut my son. But he's breathing on his own. He's doing good. We finally made it. Ooh. We finally got one. And they took him away to ICU. And they cleaned me up. 2 days later, I held my beautiful son. He was in the NICU. I had a bad C-section. It was rough. But Jay went to go see him, and he's telling me how he see him and this. And I'm like, I just want to see him and hold him and just love on him and just... I had to wait. But we got one. It was just, when I got there, I praised God for him. Because what people did not understand, when I died 2018, I died on my anniversary. I died December 12, 2018. I came back around December 14. And PJ was born December 14. I have a son, a ray of shine, sunshine. The most beautiful thing. Not because he came from me, but just, he was just God's promise to me, to my husband, to my family.
All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkness night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived of the goodness of God. Yeah, we sing all my life. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life, all my life, all my life. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Si je tiens vivant, c'est grâce à vous. Au sang, c'est au moins pas rien. Cause my living man enlève au bout ma douleur. Il m'est à genoux, non bien au bout prosterné. Nous chanter et quitter voir moi river, river, river devant toi nous au
I tell my story to you guys to know that in the midst of everything I've been through, God is still good. God is still good. It's amazing to see how wonderful He is. And that He chose to choose me, me and my husband, to be able to say, you will get it. You will win. He is faithful. He will do what He said. Who am I? Who are we as a family to be able to be used by God? Funny, huh? That the tears that we cried is something to be able to teach others to have faith. That no matter what God promised, you will not die without Him answering that promise. So have faith. Nothing's too big. Nothing's too small. Nothing's too minute for God. He knows, and He will answer in His timing. Here's the proof. In His timing, we have a beautiful baby boy. That is all I could say. Trust in God, and He will do the impossible.
Though the earth be moved, though the mountain shakes, through the raging wind, through the crashing wave, we won't be afraid. Sheltered in His name, covered by His grace, we won't be afraid. We will not be moved, though the earth still shakes. God of angel armies, He's our hiding place. We say, Hallelujah, 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 Amen, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Though our trouble comes, when temptation reigns, You're our saving grace. When the darkness came, the sun rose again. When the nations rage, still Your kingdom reigns. We will not be moved, yeah. Though the earth still shakes, yes, God of angel armies, He's a hiding place. We will not be moved, yeah. Though the earth still shakes, God of angel Amen. Hallelujah. And hallelujah. 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 Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We celebrate your name, Jesus. Whoa, come on. Let's celebrate the King of Kings. We thank you, Jesus. Whoa. We thank you, Jesus. Lift up your heads and see. It is finished. Lift up your voice and shout. It is finished. The King of Glory is here. Death is defeated. Jesus has won. Lift your heads. Lift up your heads and see. It is finished. Lift up your voice and shout. It is finished. The King of Glory is here. Death is defeated. Jesus, we're gonna say it again. We cry, lift your head, lift up your heads and see. It is finished. Lift up your voice and shout. It is finished. The King of Glory is here. Death is defeated. Jesus has won. Hallelujah. 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 Amen. Hallelujah. We cry, hallelujah, 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 amen, hallelujah. Lift up your heads and see.
It is finished. Thank you, Jesus.
It is finished. Oh, Jesus. It is finished. We thank you, God, for PJ. We thank you. Oh, it is finished. No demon in hell will prevail. Will prevail. It is, yes, God. No demon in hell will prevail. Will prevail. It is finished. No demon in hell will prevail. Will prevail. It is finished. Oh, Jesus. We cry, it is finished. Remplis-le, chaoulé. Yes, God. Oh, laisse-nous prier. Remplis-le, chaoulé. Yes, God. Oh, laisse-nous prier. Remplis-le, chaoulé. Yes, God. Oh, laisse-nous prier, bon Dieu. Oh, God. Yes, God, we thank you, Jesus. Oh, remplis-le, chaoulé. Oh, laisse-nous prier. Remplis-le, chaoulé. Oh, laisse-nous prier. Remplis-le, chaoulé. Oh, laisse-nous prier, bon Dieu. Laisse-nous prier, bon Dieu. toujours tendre, bon Dieu. Ou toujours tendre, bon Dieu. On nous chanter, ou toujours tendre, bon Dieu. Ou toujours tendre, bon Dieu. Même singe dans le ciel, il pas comprendre. Amour ça, Christ qui est pour moi, yeah, yeah. Qui fait, non, moi, y a crié. Oh, Sana, yeah, yeah. Oh, Sana, yeah, yeah. J'ai même singe dans le ciel, il pas comprendre. Amour ça, Christ qui est pour moi, yeah, yeah. Qui fait, non, moi, y a crié. Oh, Sana, même songe, dans le ciel, il y a pas comprendre. Amour ça, Christ qui est pour moi, qui fait, non, moi, qui fait, non, moi, y a crié. Oh, Sana, Satan petit bataille. Oh, Satan petit bataille. Criez oh, Satan petit bataille. Criez oh, Jésus qui est la victoire. Criez oh. Jésus qui est la victoire, yeah. Oh, Jésus qui est la victoire. Criez oh, nous crions oh, wow, nous crions oh, nous crions oh, nous crions oh, nous crions oh. Même singe, le ciel est pas comprendre. Have your way, God. Amour singe, Christ qui est pour moi, qui fait, non, moi, à crier. Oh, Sana, Jésus. Have your way, God. Even now, God, you're bringing healing right now. You're bringing families together. You bring healing right now, God. You're healing rain. You bring healing rain right now in this moment, in this testimony, God. I pray And even in this time of testimony, God, there's still pain. And even in time of celebration, God, we can't forget about what has happened. So God, can you just restore? Can you bring healing throughout this whole family? Can you just bring healing? And we can't forget. But Father God, we press forward, knowing that you are always, and you will never leave. And you're always here. So God, I pray for healing. I pray for healing in every person's heart right now.
And that right there, family, is the power of stories. There's power in the story. Share your story. You might not have your theology. You might not know all the doctrine. You might not have all the information. You may not have all the answers, but there's one thing that you have. You have a story, and that story could change somebody's life. Be reminded in John chapter 9 of the blind man who was healed by Jesus. When they asked him and inquired about who Jesus was, all he could say is, I don't know if this man was a sinner. But he said, I once was blind, and now I see. Family, your story is your power. Your story, your testimony is part of your overcoming. So family, today, I want to encourage you, don't hold on to it. Share it. Somebody's life depends on it.